Do you regret what happened because people aren't talking about the fact you had a 1-2 finish?
No, I think that, for me it was interesting to see how many people with short memories, with hypocrisy around, and that was quite interesting.
You've mentioned hypocrisy, so has Luca Di Montezemolo. Have you been surprised by the reaction in the paddock from your fellow teams?
No, part of the game.
Really?
No, I'm not surprised at all because I know this world since many, many years. For sure, it is incredible to see how people want to try to steer the thing in a always negative situation, and this is not really good in my view.
People would have loved to have seen Fernando versus Felipe versus Sebastian, but obviously that's not the best thing for your team. So how do we sort out this kind of situation in Formula One, looking at the bigger picture, not just Ferrari?
Well, I think that if you think it's something that starts from the beginning, very beginning of the Formula One, nothing has changed. It's really a matter on how you present the thing. And I think that we always said everywhere that for Ferrari, the team is the most important thing. And the drivers that are working in the team knows very well. And they have to respect that. This is a philosophy of our Scuderia since the first day of our history.
It's difficult though, isn't it, for people, because the fans look at the late 80s, early 90s, and they remember the drivers that won the titles, not necessarily the teams. Do you think maybe it's different for you though? Because
I don't think so, to be honest, Jay. I think that if you think, ask all around the world, they remember about Ferrari. Of course, they have in mind the great drivers that did the history of Ferrari. I'm speaking about us, I'm not speaking about the others. But it's always related to the fact that a good team has really great drivers, very competitive. It's part and it's the nature of the business. But it's really a matter of a philosophy in the way that you approach the sport.
Well, what we do know is that Ferrari finished with a 1-2.
Oh, that's good. Oh,
hey?
This is something that...
This is what you want to talk about, isn't it?
Come on, that's good. Thanks God we are going to the point.
Right, well, let's talk about that then. How did it feel to see your two guys at the front?
I think it was really something that the team deserved, because we had some difficult races and we didn't get what really the performance was supposed to give to the team in terms of points.
How pleased were you with Felipe Massa's performance? Because people had been questioning whether it was the same Felipe that we saw before the accident in Hungary, and you supported him. He kept his head down, and he did look like the Felipe from 2007, 2008, didn't he?
The people that in these days are shouting about Felipe were the people that just a couple of days ago were saying, why you keep Felipe in the team? You should be changing everything. So that's what the team is. And Felipe is really a great driver. He's a great team player, and he's a driver and a person that deserves Ferrari.
Good enough to be a world champion with Ferrari?
Yes, absolutely.
And Felipe's motivation?
Very good, very good. I think that the more you are, let's say, the more you're under pressure, and the more a driver, normally, and Felipe above all, will show how strong he is in.
Perhaps this is just what Formula One is. It's a team sport, it's an individual sport, and sometimes they clash.
No, it's not a clash, it's part of the game. It's something that, what's the best situation is, in this condition of trying to always fight in a sporting way, the team will prevail. And this is part and I have to say that this year is a fantastic situation, because in my experience of Formula One in different roles, I never saw so many teams fighting with so many drivers. And it's a unique scenario that I think that is really the thrilling of this year.